Hello everyone!
Hello.
This is first impression of a Control, a game that we got for free, and it was and is, depending on the time that you're watching, last mystery game of 2021 on Epic.
Yep. So the big mystery games, lots of hype. This was the final one. It was probably the best of the four.
Yeah.
If you're a mainstream gamer, maybe you liked NBA 2K21 more if you're a sports gamer, but this is the kind of AAA exciting gaming content that we were expecting.
With
for
the
mystery
great
games.
visual. But we should start with actually who's creating the Control, because the Control created the Remedy Entertainment, and that is the creators of Max Payne, Alan Wake, and Quantum Break.
And you've played
And
most
I've
of these,
played
all of them.
All of them. And I see a lot of similarity. It from the previous title, Quantum Break, this feels very similar, but there's a big difference because all these previous games they were male protagonists. This time there's a female one,
A very
and
strong female
and
protagonist.
she's got the powers.
She's got the power. I regret that. I wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah.
Can we edit that out?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah. We don't.
yeah.
It's still in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Well-
You're still watching me singing. And she arrives at the oldest house, which is the Federal Bureau of Control, which deals with the paranormal.
And everything in the game is paranormal from the start.
The main character is kind of paranormal.
Yeah. And the
We don't know.
story is kind of
Paranormal.
weird.
Weird is
Yeah.
another word. Strange.
Because even the rooms of the Federal Bureau is weird. Because
Well-
there are some things happening.
like people just kind of hanging from the air.
Yeah. And the rooms changing.
Mm-hmm.
And everything in beautiful visuals. It's kind of messy and beautiful. Great physics. Good action game because you don't have probably a lot of thing about you can go to cover, you just run and shoot, and actually the game
you can take cover, but it's not the most useful thing to do.
it's not the cover system. You can just crouch, but the game advises you to be on the move all the time because the enemies, there's only a few type of the enemies, but some of them has the special power too.
Surprise!
There are the bosses, of course, and as far as we know, all of the environment is actually indoor only. Yeah.
So as Michal said, this is like a first look. This is not a full review. So don't at us to say that we didn't play the full game because we didn't. We're not claiming to. We played about an hour.
Yeah. But
because this just got released.
But we actually know that the full game will take you 10 to 12 hours to finish, and it's very straightforward. You don't have any side missions. You have some collectibles that you can get. There's a lot of them, and what
Other
else?
than that, you just go through the story one step at a time to figure out what's happening here. There's a few main storylines, like the main character's personal motivations, what's happening in this oldest
But
house.
don't open the open world. No, don't.
It's not. It's not an open.
Yeah. So the question is, should you play it?
So now we come to our personal opinions about it. What was you've played more of the Remedy game, so what was your reaction?
It feels very similar to Remedy games. I like Remedy games. I didn't like the Quantum Break as much, and this feels very similar to that. So I guess it depends what you expect of this game.
But what did
Because this is very action game, very nice visual, and I think it's a great action game. Great for mindless shooting and maybe some story thinking, like what's happening there, and more of exploring this strange world and what's actually happening there. It didn't take me as much personally, but if you're really into shootings, and this is a great time to try it for free. It's definitely yes for me if it's for free, but I would really think about it when I wouldn't have a chance to try it on my own and would thinking of buying it if I wouldn't like the previous game, especially the Quantum Break, because it feels very similar to me.
But what did you not like about Quantum Break that feels similar in Control?
Kind of a mindless shooting that you have these. Everything's like predictable. You have these types of some kind of abnormal like human beings, and they're developing the types of developing, but you always like shoot them, and you have.
I mean, this describes.
I'm looking for something deeper.
That's a lot of video games, right?
Yeah.
There are bad guys, you shoot them.
I think this is a great shooting games. I'm just like looking for something deeper, and I don't think this game is that deep.
It's hard. I understand what you're saying. It's hard to say though, because this is one of the things that a lot of people really praise about the game is that it has this very intriguing story, and we only saw the first hour, so we can't say if the story pays off or not.
Yeah.
But
the environment didn't touch me as well, because you're indoor, and like I like more open spaced games.
I feel that also, but I think for me the main thing that you touched on is just how smooth the action is. It's like butter. Everything reacts, and especially with the telekinesis powers, being able to grab anything, throw it around, it feels like very intuitive. And I felt like I had those powers almost. So this was very impressive, just how smooth it was. And then the environment is unusual. It's interesting. It's a bit intriguing.
A lot destructible.
It's very destructible.
It's not like completely destructible, but there's a lot, because the engine, they're still developing it with each game. So with each game, there's more to destroy, and it's one of these games that you can just enjoy, not going to destroy it, just shooting things, and look how beautiful and realistically it acts.
You know, like 5 minutes ago, you said this game is really messy and beautiful. I think that sums it up.
Yeah.
And I would say messy, not like in a buggy way. We encountered no bugs, but in a cool way. It gets really messy. I think the story, the environment, everything gets messy, but in a beautiful way. And that's why I would say yes. Especially because it's free. This is a top quality, definitely AAA game with great action, beautiful environments that ran well on our...
Very smooth, on our very above.
Very average.
Under average PC specs.
So yes, you should give it a try. And then you should let us know in the comments like what you thought of it, what you liked and disliked. We'd like to hear from you.
And tell us like if somebody else had similar feelings like to me, because I feel like this is technically the best game yet from Remedy, but definitely not the best on the story and on the environment. I would like to have this engine or on Max Pay or another way. Tell us if you feel similar.
So thank you very much for watching, and now that the mystery games are done, Epic Games is going to continue with free weekly games, at least one every week. Next week we're getting 2. We always play them in advance. We review them right before they go free, so you know if they're worth your time. So stay with us. There are a lot more free games to come.
And we're expecting the big one as well. This is not the end of the AAA games.
No.
We are getting one, so stay tuned.
Yep.
And see you in another video.
Bye.